No, maybe Rexona do make soap.
They do.
I'll back you in, Brash.
Rexona Gold.
There's more chaos at the bench here. This is...
Okay. Not Cussons?
No, that's Imperial, my friend.
Okay,
Don't you forget it.
Okay, that's right. We've got our soap connoisseur.
Doyen of soap.
That's 90 seconds of our life we won't get back. Great chatting about
Can't
soap.
fight the old black and gold, guys.
No, black and gold is a nice soap. You're not a body wash man, Brash? Oh, no, the footy's back in play, sorry.
I've used the goat thing.
The goat soap.
Stuff?
Yeah.
That's all right.
There's no shaking his head. He could take it over you. We're filling the dead air, aren't we? He could take it over.
So the ball back in they go. Knocked out there by Drake. It was for the Basin, and it's out of bounds. I'm a body wash man, just for the record.
No, I thought you preferred the heavy-duty Solvol stuff.
Jeepers, I'm going to hate to see our Twitter feed at halftime. Can you guys concentrate on football and not talk about soap?
So the umpire
started it.
The umpire throws it in. It was Drake who got a bit of a nudge out of the way there, trying to get his hands on there. I think it was Collier, hacked into the middle of the ground. Everyone chasing after it there, but it goes past. It's Cripps. No, it's not Cripps. It's Thomas. And
good tackle.
That's going to be a great tackle. Yeah, that's ball, surely.
I think that's it. You've been a little bit inconsistent, Dad. They've been all day.
Parker it was who got caught in possession, but the umpire said, no, it's okay. They said you just want people to be consistent. Power, the hack off the ground there, goes forward. Bouncing around, it was going through the feet there of Thompson. In the middle of the ground, picking it up is Thomas. And we'll have a ball up. Not a great day for hairstyles today, is it? Looking at some of the guys.
So let's go through the shampoo then. Since we're going with the full deportment.
Just to end it, I bet Brash uses Old Spice as well. Up towards the wing position.
That definitely ended it.
That's it. And let's stop talking about hair as well, Steve. It's not fair when you don't have any. It goes over the boundary line and out.
Bit too much of an advanced conversation, right? Yeah.
Gee, they're all coming out early, aren't they?
Trying to keep up with you, Brash, as it comes out now. Good, strong tackle that time by Atwell. And
Andrew.
Let's go to Steve.
Well, some actual serious news to report, guys. Lockie Cripps has come off holding his left calf, so we'll keep an eye on that. Can't put much weight on it at the moment. We'll see how that develops.
Very good as the ball stays alive. Just a kick into Gomez's leg and then out of bounds on the full it goes. In fact, it was G, and he wasn't too impressed about it either. So I'm going to almost say that was on purpose as well. So clever play there as the kick goes up towards the half-forward line. Big fly over the back. A hand's in the back though. Mir Cotter, he did that one mitt straight in the back of Michael Thompson, who wants to use the middle of the ground here. It was a risky kick, and there was a good fist on it there over the back. It's going to head out Waruga, who's been relatively quiet, who kicks the ball inside forward 50 now. Really a good user of the football, and it kept alive there that time by Blythe, and out there Jones sees it over the boundary line and out of play. As we cross the make that 18-minute mark of this second term, and it's a 1-point lead to Ringwood, 3-3-21, the Basin 3-2-20. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on the Team app and, of course, 98.1 Radio Eastern. Keep the scores coming through on the social networks right throughout the afternoon. We want to know what's happening around the grounds as the ball comes in. Here's Jackson Drake, swings it on the left boot, came out. Boavita couldn't quite trap the football, had support in there of Halo, who took a good, strong tackle, and his opponent around in Scotty Lang, and will have a ball up about 35 metres out from the Bears goal line, who are just screaming for a goal in this second term. They've yet to hit the mark as the umpire throws it up now. Fresh air shot that time. That did nothing there. Was Halo as the ball gets thumped out of that danger zone. Kick goes out towards the Jones direction, who paddled it to the safety of the paint, and over she goes for a boundary. Fodia around the grounds.
Not quite around the grounds, although we do have Warrandyte 3-2-20, wave 2-3-15.
I think we're going to have to do a right hand out around the grounds.
Okay, stats. Well, no, what if I've just got a comment on the game? I'll just bob my head forward. Both sides, they've well and truly adapted now, but Ringwood is sort of playing a much more direct style. Obviously, they're under pressure, so that kick there, we just slammed on the boot. But when the Basin get it, they're still playing wet weather footy, but they are looking to transition it through the corridor, which might be why, they're getting a couple of better looks, whereas Ringwood have been a lot down the line, despite having no one in the full line over 6 foot. So that's obviously something that's going to be hard to adapt, as you know, most practice matches have been in 30-degree heat. But that's just one thing the Basin are doing a little bit better with ball in hand.
So ball back in play, and they get it forward the Basin. Trying to get hands on it over there was Thompson. Can't do so, and it's out of bounds. I tell you who I think's been relatively quiet today is Jack Blythe for Ringwood. Usually a fairly prominent player. Have you seen?
Hard running wingman, so it's probably not his conditions
No.
with the ball not really zipping around. He and Parker are pretty key to their game, obviously in Jubilee Park with the width and the length of the ground. They probably need to get a little bit tighter and help their midfield, because when they are winning it around the clearances as they've done here, they've actually been up when they're getting quick ball movement. It's when the Basin are able to clog it up, they've just got too good a midfielders, they're going to win out more often than not.
Won the ball out of the clearance, Ringwood, but the kick was too far and it's gone out of bounds in the wood pocket, but they've got territory. So just the 1 point in this one as we get towards the 19-minute mark down the line, and there's a whistle as the ball went through the hands of Wadley. And in fact, it's
out of bounds on the full.
Out of bounds on the full, so Wadley will have the free kick. The ex-Vermont man, of course, he's come across this year. Gets a long kick forward inside 50, trying to find a target. There's plenty of Ringwood players there, but none of them can get hands on it. And they'll get it out here, the Basin. Well, in fact, they've almost got it out. It was smothered off the boot. Now Brown tries to get it out. He clinches. Is that Collier with the ball there on the bottom? No, it's Murphy. And the umpires will have a throw-in, or ball up, should I say.
The Basin have done very well to give Ringwood no space in their forward 50 throughout this quarter.
So up it goes again, up they fly. It was Latchford that time. He's been pretty good in this quarter, Latchford. He's won quite a few hit-outs and been quite prominent.
Rodney Ops, he doesn't know where to stand. He's really close to this contest here, Brash. He's about 15 metres off the ball here. You'd be pretty fortunate for the kick to fall into his lap, but obviously commentators curse, it'll probably go straight to him and run and kick a goal.
The ball comes out. It's been hacked away by the Basin, and it's in the hand. Adams had it for a moment, but then he lost it. And there's Collier getting a little handball out. After it and diving it on there was, can't see who that is, on the bottom of that pack. But it's a free kick, nonetheless, to Ringwood.
Is that Blythe?
It's Blythe, I think.
No, it's not Blythe.
No,
it's Atwell. So Atwell sends it inside 50. Can someone get on the end of it? Not at the moment, but it's still there. Well, good tackle over there, and the ball spills clear. That was Callanan almost getting it clear, and if he had been able to, he could have got goal, but he couldn't quite do so.
That was better sort of kick inside 450 for Ringwood. If they kick it high, it's only going to suit the Basin, and so I like that. Keep it low, look for a goal out the back.
So, By throws it up again on hands and knees, trying to get it out there was Edwards. Well done, beautifully done there, George, who slammed it on his right boot towards the left forward pocket, and over the boundary line she goes for a boundary throw-in.
One thing the Basin have done well in these situations, Brash, is the way they set up behind the ball so they keep getting repeat entries. At the moment, I still think Ringwood are way too close to where the ball in is.
Yeah, they've lost the structure.
I think they need to sit back a little bit more because that's where the ball's likely to skid. No one's going to really mark it and chip it out. So they're too close, and the Basin have been able to get out the back, although they've finally got an intercept mark. But I still think they're way too close in that situation.
Cross down boundary side to Steve White.
Yeah, Lockie Cripps back on the ground now for the Basin.
Good to see. The surge forward by the Redbacks. Step right down the throat there of Rodney Opp. Gets the handball away. Here's a bit of a go. It'll be by Jack Blythe on the left boot. He's got all the purchase he wanted. It got touched right on the last line of defence and through for one behind. They doubled their lead though, didn't they? They've lead by 2 points now, the Ringwood side, 22-20.
It does feel like, again, that scoreboard, it feels like the Basin should be 2 or 3 goals up, the way the game's been played. But obviously Ringwood are making the most of it. The Basin, their defence, to its credit, has held up really well. There's been 2 10 to 15 minute quarters where the Basin have dominated.
So Parker gets the free kick. He's just outside 50 and he kicks towards the hot spot. Can someone get on the end of it? Up they fly. Basin will be quite happy to rush this through if they can, but it's still on the ground and it's not clear yet. Now they get it out of the congestion. That was G. He got the kick away and the mark is taken. Here's an opportunity and it's Parker again, I think. Just wait for him to turn around. He will go back and have a shot. But anything down in these conditions because it's very difficult out here today with the wet ball. It is Parker who takes the intercept mark.
Would have controlled the last 2 or 3 minutes. What's going on
50.
here?
I think someone's come into the zone. I'm sure Ryan and Steve might know. I think Boavita's been there for running in.
Boavita's running in,
certain goal now is the Basin. They give one away. Parker will go forward.
I don't think Justin would be happy about that, especially from an experienced player.
So
goals are really hard to come by on days like today. You don't want to be giving them away as easy as that.
Man on the mark doing an impression of a gymnast as the ball goes. So Parker puts it through. That's a big goal for for Ringwood. And they extend their lead out now beyond a goal. It's 28-20, so 3-2-20 plays 4-4-28.
Which hand was around the grounds? Right hand? Right hand was around the grounds. Murabach 3-2-20, Mitcham 2-5-17. Stats, left hand, intercept marks. Ringwood have taken 3 all in the last 5 minutes, and James Parker's just taken 2 of them. And just in terms of another thing, free kicks. So Ringwood have had 7 this quarter, up to 14 for the game. They've had 17 for the game, and all goals have been sourced from free kicks or 50-metre penalties. Steve White on the boundary.
Yeah, just a tidbit. The wind has actually changed direction, hence my facial expression is now blowing down towards the base side of the ground.
So that ball back in the middle. It's just asking who got it, Besto. That's all. As it was a holding the ball decision.
Bit slow. Got to
Very
keep
slow.
moving.
Ringwood, another opportunity. Stretch the lead. It's now at 8 points. Kick goes to no avail. It's straight down the throat there of Michael Thompson, who's happy to go use the middle of the ground where he's looking for Adams. Trapped the football, got the kick out towards the Kennedy direction. Kennedy did well then. He looked like he just had a mountain of time of holding forward, and it's going to be a free kick the way of Nick Halo, who's going to have a ping from 80 metres out directly in front.
So
he must be carrying something, because why would you play arguably the best player in the division last year, Brash, as the deepest forward on a day like today?
Well, it could be actually, it might be, like you said, it could be carrying a slight niggle, and maybe these conditions don't suit him.
Halo leans over the ball and puts it through for a goal. So well done there. A good answer by the Basin Football Club. And the margin is back to 2 points out here as we cross the 26.5-minute mark of this second term.
I think the one thing, though, about this game is the Basin are not afraid to plate, to go down through the middle, as we're seeing there, where Ringwood have been a little bit more conservative and trying to use the flanks a bit more.
Yeah, conditions may be having something to do with that. It's obviously a tactic they feel is going to work better for them as we get the ball back towards the middle. So 25.5 gone in the second quarter, and still a tight one. Ringwood out by 8 goals, 8 points at least, but they've been reduced back to 2 as the ball comes out of the middle. Oh, a good strong tackle. That was Adams. He made the tackle, and that should be ball.
No, he's played it as a sling tackle.
Sling this too.
See, I thought that went way of the dinosaur, that free kick.
No, dangerous tackle.
So dangerous tackle
if anything higher on the list.
So Wadley it is who's got the ball in the middle of the ground. Hasn't that a terribly dominant first quarter, the ex-Vermont man, as first half, as the ball goes down towards the pocket on the ground over there trying to dive. I think it was Thompson at the bottom of that. And we'll have a ball up. And in fact, we won't have a ball up because there is the siren and a pretty interesting first half. And we're none the wiser after the second quarter as we reach the halftime break. It's, of course, Ringwood with their noses in front, 4-4-28. And they lead the Basin on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 4-2-26.
Goal kickers on the board, Edwards, Boavida, Rennie and Halo for the Bears, whilst the Redbacks have singles also, Parker, Collier and the way of Brown. So hope you're enjoying the broadcast out here. We're going live, the team app, and of course 98.1 Radio Eastern. 1 half down, 1 half to go. We'll be back with all those around the ground scores and more right after this.
Today at Eastland, Lucy's trying on jeans for a momentous occasion. Coffee with the ex. She needs jeans she can move in because she's definitely moved on. Jeans that get a second look, but don't give any second chances. Jeans that say, "Why, yes, I have spent the last 8 months in a post-breakup use cleansing, kickboxing, personal training frenzy." And it looks as though she's just found the perfect pair. Yeah, that's great. Bravo, Lucy. For all of life's little moments, there's Eastland. Eastland. Live real.
Sprained your ankle, bursting through the banner, broke a finger, high-fiving the ruckman, or did you run into the goal post again? For bumps, breaks or bleeds, be seen sooner, close to home at Knox Private 24/7 Emergency Department. The preferred provider of emergency care to the Eastern Football Netball League, you'll generally experience shorter wait times. You don't need private help, but there is an out-of-pocket fee. Be seen sooner, close to home at Knox Private 24/7 Emergency Department, 262 Mountain Highway, Wanturna.
Do you feel good about your bank? Because there is a bank you can feel good about. They share their profits to fund big community projects, small community clubs, and vital emergency services. They've given $250 million billion to help Australian communities thrive. They have all the products and tech you expect from a big bank, with service you don't. It's Bendigo Bank. Feel good about who you bank with. Try Bendigo. Search bendigobank.com.au or search Bendigo Bank near me.
Running and jumping can be really painful for girls, especially in contact sport. Boob Armour supports your breasts, minimises the bounce and guards against impact and injury. Feel confident, feel supported. Available at boobarmour.com.au.
There are only 3 things that should be flushed down your toilet: pee, poo, and paper. Some wet wipes and antibacterial wipes say that you can flush them, but you can't. They clog up the toilet and pipes, causing expensive blockages. Save yourself a truckload of trouble. Put your wet wipes in the bin. To learn more, head to the Yarra Valley Water website, yvw.com.au/wet-wipes.
Sprained your ankle bursting through the banner? For bumps, breaks or bleeds, be seen sooner, close to home at Knox Private 24/7 Emergency Department. You'll generally experience shorter wait time. Knox Private 24/7 Emergency, 262 Mountain Highway, Wanturna.
As Sarah opened her best friend Jackie's wedding invitation, she was overcome with a wave of emotion. While her 2 young boys wrestled on the floor, tears of happiness rolled down Sarah's cheeks. She saw the words she'd been longing to say. Please note, this wedding will be a child-free event. Well, Sarah, looks like we're off to Eastland for a new frock and some heels. And let's book in that babysitter. For all of life's little moments, there's Eastland. Eastland. Live real.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
Welcome back to Batterham Reserve. It's the Basin and Ringwood here for EFNL Match of the Round. Week 1 of the 2022 season. It's the Basin 4-2-26, trailing Ringwood 4-4-28 in what would be described as a dour struggle. In dour conditions, Steve White and Ryan Long are brave, the best of them, out there on the boundary. Steve, you've, the Western Australian, you enjoy your heat, and you've decided that, what I'm going to do on week, I'm going to go down and stand in the pouring rain and watch two sides just run into each other. What have your views been on the first half?
Yeah, I've only got 2 days a year experience of this, so it's counselling after it. But look, the clipboard has turned into paper mache, but you're quite right. It is a bit of a dour struggle. Game of territories, just as Dan was speaking, it's a quarter time. The Basin not playing the game of territories. They've done it a lot better, I think, in that second. Ringwood, they had 3 for inside 50s, did you say, in that second quarter?
In terms of, I'm not taking inside 50s just because I think it'd be ridiculous, but yeah. I think intercept marks, Ringwood took 3, but they had them all in that little 4-minute patch right at the end, and they got repeat entries and were able to score, whereas before that, it seems like that as much as the Basin haven't been able to score themselves, they seem to at least get it inside 4 fairly regularly, and they just haven't been able to put it through the big sticks.
Yeah, and I think it's really, I'd say about 65% of that game was sent down in the forward pocket there for the Basin. It really should have converted probably 3-4 more of those. I'm sure Justin stands into the boys of that, but look, I think it should have been the Basin probably should have taken a bit of more of a stranglehold on the game, but Ringwood seemed to come good in that last, as you said, 10 minutes in terms of keeping it Ryan.
Yeah, I think they had probably for about 20 minutes in that second quarter there, the Basin sort of locked it in on that far side near their inside 50, and they just weren't able to score out of it. And I think when it's pouring down like this, you've just got to make the most of your opportunities, and they really didn't. And then on the alternative, in the last 5 minutes, Ringwood go inside 50, although one was a free kick, or 2 a free kick, and a 50-metre penalty. They were able to capitalise, and that's that's part of the game. You've got to be able to do that. And I really like the game of Latchford. First game in the ruck, he's looked really, really impressive. He looks like he's been playing out there for a long time than his first game, and I think he's one that could be a regular name this year for the Ringwood.
Yeah, absolutely. They're clearly lacking. I think that's pretty obvious. Obviously, the Farmer brothers, a little bit of that both in the midfield and down forward. Yeah. But obviously, and the one that forward line's actually structured up, it's not too bad when it comes down there. But unfortunately, they're just not getting it down there with like they're kicking it high inside forward 50. And Latchford's obviously trying to play. I think he's following the ball more, whereas Power, he's an opposite number. I think who's been pretty impressive as well. He's dropping back in the hole, and he's done really well. And I've liked the game of Michael Thompson from the Basin as well. In the game where not able to catch it frequently, He's taken a couple of intercept marks. He's wept well across halfback, and I'd love to see the role he plays on a dry weather day, Steve, because I reckon he could be a real key cog in transitioning the ball.
Yeah, and I think also Lockie Kruger's had a pretty good game when he's been.
He looks like the kind of guy who would love these conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. In the tough stuff as well. I thought Lockie Cripps, until he got injured there in that second quarter, he came back on the ground. He'd been pretty good too across the half-back line. But yeah, look, still a bit of a game of in the trenches, and as we said, the scoreline reflects that at halftime.
Absolutely. We'll just fly around the grounds before we get your thoughts on the rest of the game. So in Division 4, it's Silver 654 to Croydon North 128, and then the Forest Hill Chernside Bark score is yet to be updated from 4-4-28 Chernside to Forest Hill 1-4-10. In Division 3, scores 1-7-13 to Glen Waverley 4-2-26, and then Warrandyte 4-5-29 leave the Waverley Blues 3-21, and Whitehorse 5-5-35 lead Donvale 4-4-28. In Division 2, obviously doing this game where it's 4-4-28 Ringwood to the Basin 4-2-26. South Belgrave 3-2, that's the quarter time. South Belgrave 6-7-43 lead Heathmont 4-1-25. Baronia 2-5-17 lead Mulgrave 1-3-9, an absolute thriller. Out at Wellington Reserve. Oakley District 1-6-12 trail Templestowe 5-6-36. So the Dockers look like they're going to get a win under Anthony McGregor. And then in Division 1, Beaconsfield 3-4-22, Wanney South 4-4-28. Apparently there's a big wind, so Wanney South made the most of that quarter. Montrose 3-4-22 trail East Ringwood 5 straight 30. Mitcham 2-17, they trail Moorabuk 4-5-29, and there's been no update from Croydon and Lilydale. Gentlemen, with half a footy to go, we don't think it's going to be a long game of football. It's obviously going to be won by a midfield. And at the moment, the Basin midfield looks like it's got more depth in it. But when the rotations go the right way, Ringwood have been able to get on top. Parker and Blythe seem to are getting closer and closer to the stoppages. Who's going to win this one? Because all the form says the Basin, but Ringwood are in front, Ryan.
I'm still going with the Basin. It's just going to be they have been. I think they've been on top of the midfield battle for most of the first half. If they can start capitalising on that, getting inside 50 and be able to kick a couple, I think they're probably the better side. But they can't allow the free kicks that they have given away that have led to Ringwood goals.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's only going to be about an 8 to 10 point going in final. Not in the final quarter. I think the final score will be only 8-10 point margin. Conditions really aren't going to change, and neither do I think the strategy is of either team, because it's as you said, it's battle midfields, and I think the Basin have a slight edge in that department.
I don't see either side either blowing this out in the second half either. I think it doesn't look like we're going to get much luck out there. I think it's going to keep raining. I mean, at most it's a bit of a drizzle. At least it's a bit of a drizzle. At most it's quite heavy. So it's going to be who can take the most of their opportunities. And so far Ringwood have. I feel like the Basin probably be maybe two or three goals ahead. But as you said, it's going to be what happens here.
And the other issue is too, in such a high contact, high tackling game, is injury management. We're going to see guys start to slow down in the third quarter, and the rotations will go up on the bench. So that's another thing to consider. I think the Bears is a bit slightly better placed. We've got 2 quarters of footy to go, but I'm still going Bears by 8-10.
And the Basin did only start training in mid-January. If that,
correct, yeah.
If that changes anything, but yeah.
They did other training.
They did other.
I'm sure they weren't just sitting back throwing and throwing
AFL
away.
Evolution.
You reckon? Stats,
BS
statistics. Absolutely. And around the grounds, like there's other interesting results. What's one that jumps out? Those scores that I've read out to you. South Belgrave we expected to win, so 18 points. Heathmont, if they can hold that. Oakley District doing better than, to be honest, thought.
Yeah, I thought the Dockers putting a fair few past, and I would think too, even though they were the sort of talked about in the off season with some recruiting coming in.
I honestly thought that obviously the conditions might not be conducive.
True.
Obviously, I think the weather on that might be better out that way, but. Only 4 goals are different. So, I'm not there, but that's a better than I think many of us would have predicted without being harsh to the districts, right?
No, I had the same thing. Templestowe would be, obviously, I've got them quite high up on my ladder, and I thought they'd be a win for this one, but it's hard to tell with conditions like that. I'm sure it's not that much better up there, so
Well, sorry to cut in. The East Ringwood Montrose score is one that's intrigued me this afternoon as well.
Yeah, straight kicking has been the one there, East Ringwood. And just the one more score before we go to a break. Croydon 6-3-39, Lilydale 4-6-30. So a good game out there at Croydon Oval. Going to go to a break here on Match of the Round. We'll be back with Besto, BWS and Brash back in the chair, and you two have to go brave it, unfortunately. I see you both wearing at least wear their appropriate shoes, which is unlike myself in the boots. So
pink boots, no pink umbrella.
Exactly. Good work, guys, out there, and we'll see you after the break.
As Sarah opened her best friend Jackie's wedding invitation, she was over a wave of emotion. While her two young boys wrestled on the floor, tears of happiness rolled down Sarah's cheeks as she saw the words she'd been longing to see. Please note, this wedding will be a child-free event. Well, Sarah, looks like we're off to Eastland for a new frock and some heels. And let's book in that babysitter. For all of life's little moments, there's Eastland. Eastland. Live real.
Sprained your ankle, bursting through the banner? Broke a finger, high-fiving the ruckman? Or did you run into the goal post again? For bumps, breaks or bleeds, be seen sooner, close to home at Knox Private 24/7 Emergency Department. The preferred provider of emergency care to the Eastern Football Netball League. You'll generally experience shorter wait times. You don't need private health, but is an out-of-pocket fee. Be seen sooner, close to home at Knox Private 24/7 Emergency Department, 262 Mountain Highway, Wanturna.
Do you feel good about your bank? Because there is a bank you can feel good about. They share their profits to fund community projects, small community clubs, and vital emergency services. They've given $250 million to help Australian communities thrive. They have all the products and tech you expect from a big bank, with service you don't. It's Bendigo Bank. Feel good about who you bank with. Try Bendigo. Search bendigobank.com.au or search Bendigo Bank near me.
Running and jumping can be really painful for girls, especially in contact sport. Boob Armour supports your breasts, minimises the bounce and guards against impact and injury. Feel confident, feel supported. Available at boobarmour.au.
There are only three things that should be flushed down your toilet: pee, poo and paper. Some wet wipes and antibacterial wipes say that you can flush them, but you can't. They clog up the toilet and pipe, causing expensive blockages. Save yourself a truckload of trouble. Put your wet wipes in the bin. To learn more, head to the Yarra Valley Water website, yvw.com.au/wet-wipes.
Sprained your ankle, bursting through the banner? For bumps, breaks or bleeds, be seen sooner, close to home at Knox Private 24/7 Emergency Department. You'll generally experience shorter wait times. Knox Private 24/7 Emergency, 262 Mountain Highway, Wanturna.
Today at Eastland, Lucy's trying on jeans for a momentous occasion. Coffee with the ex. She needs jeans she can move in because she's definitely moved on. Jeans that get a second look, but don't give any second chances. Jeans that say, "Why, yes, I have spent the last 8 months in a post-up juice cleansing, kickboxing, personal training frenzy." And it looks as though she's just found the perfect pair. Bravo, Lucy. For all of life's little moments, there's Eastland. Eastland. Live real.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
Welcome back to the Batterham Reserve. A pretty interesting first half, and we're none the wiser about who's going to win this one. Halftime score has the Redbacks with their noses in front by a couple of points. And as we get fit for a start in the second half, just a quick comment from Wayne Brasher. Brash, who's going to take this one out?
Well, I said Ringwood at the start of the game, Brett. I haven't changed my mind. I just think where the game's going to be won is if someone can get a 2 or 3 goal break. I think that could be the difference between winning and losing this afternoon. I just think the ground conditions are going to be enough to make it hard for a side to come from three or four goals down.
Yeah, I suppose the other factor too to bring into the equation too is match fitness. I mean, this is their first game for both these sides, and the ground very, very heavy, so it's going to bring that out of the players. So the side that probably is the fittest and can last till the end may just get up in a bit of it. It'll be a sort of a battle of the fittest, won't it?
It will be, because normally we would have probably played normally the first round of the season, Brett, is probably played under, nice 20, 22 degrees warm. And normally the pattern's been one side gets out of the gates real early and sets up a lead, and that leaves it open for the other side to come back over the top in the second half, because the first side runs out of condition.
Yeah, you talk about the margins too. I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying the biggest margin I remember in the game has been 8 points.
That's
that was
all
when,
it's been.
When Ringwood got out and then we saw the Basin grab that goal. So, I mean, that's a goal and a bit. So, if a side can get out to a 2-goal lead, just about be the game, couldn't it?
Yeah, 2-goal, and then all of a sudden a point, 2 goals, even a 13-point lead becomes 3 kicks. So, and even points are hard to score, have been hard to get this afternoon as well. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, 13 points could be a winning margin this afternoon.
And just quickly as we get set for a restart, the officials just coming off the ground. Who have you liked in the first half player-wise? Who's caught your eye?
I've liked Goomis in the first quarter. I think he had a very good first quarter, a bit quiet in the second quarter. I think the young ruckman for Ringwood has done very well. Thorne Latchford, he's done well.
Really prominent in that second quarter.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
Ethan Power done well, playing that kick behind the play, but also assuming ruck duties for the Basin. So look, there's a couple of big men there, and young Guzmao.
You're thinking of the burrito shop. Guzmani Gomez. Goomis.
I'm thinking, who is that? I can't even...
Just a couple of round-the-ground scores to just bring everything back to a bit of normality. So it scores be 2-7-19, Glen Waverley 4-2-26, and then the other one, Beaconsfield up by a goal, 34-28. Kilside 5-4-34, Surrey Park 6-2-38.
I think I better retire from special comment. I
think the second half underway.
Stand-up comedy instead.
It's been Warren Smith to get us started.
Well, the Bears with the first free kick of the second half. Kick the ball up towards that half-forward line. Running over the back there was Lang. He'll be the first player to pick it up. He tries to trap it right on his hammer. Was Brown, and over the boundary line it goes for a boundary throw-in.
Well, the weather has cleared a little bit since half-time. It's a little bit more brighter. There's no drizzle or rain, so maybe the game might open up a bit here.
The front spot there was Rennie, double-fisted down.
I think that'll suit the Basin the way they look to at least use the corridor and
they were
and so on a bit more than Ringwood. But it might bring Parker and Blythe back into it too, who are going to be key players for the Redbacks this year.
So Dax on the mill from the ball up. We'll see a second one. Ryder, get over there as it comes out now. Callanan, good tackle that time there on Gomez. And umpire comes in to restart this one. Asking for it back. Throws it up now, waste time. Went up unattended that time there was Rennie. Got the knock down. That man again, Jaden Gomez, on the bottom of the pack. Doing a fair old go at putting his hand up for the Eastland player of the day, and a $100 gift card going the way of that best player. The umpire starts it again, and I'm going to hand over to Besto to breathe some life into this contest.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
No pressure.
The umpire sends it up they fly. It's a head out there by Power it was. He was good on that first half, and we're going to get another chance to see his prowess because we're going to have another ball up. And so we've had a few of those at the start of the second quarter. So the umpire to throw it high. Up they go, and it's Power. He might have just got a hand to that one, knocks it down. And one of the Ringwood players takes possession on the ground. Who is that? That is Wadley. Haven't seen a lot of him today, the ex-Vermont man. Up it goes. That was Power again. He's having a colossal game. Ball bouncing around, goes through the hands of Murphy there on the ground. Trying to pick it up over there was Stelfox. And we'll have another ball up.
At least the stoppage statistic is getting a good run at it today, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't given many clearances out. I don't think anyone's really cleared it.
So Collier trying to get a hand for Ringwood, but the ball bounding around, coming through there and grabbing it with Stelfox.
And I'm bloody thankful I took tackles off the sheet too.
Cigar smoked.
Cigarillos, Steve. Come on, mate.
Up it goes. Power. I think he finished up getting a hand to that one. That's got to be a free kick. Surely one of the Basin players was hauled back. But the umpire said, well, I didn't see it, so we'll just play on. And we'll have another ball up. So up it goes again. The ruckman probably getting more work than anyone today. And it's Power again who gets to tap down. Here's Goomis trying to get hands on it. Can't do so. They try to get it clear. And now Ringwood finally get the ball forward of centre. Chasing it through Heckley over on the far side. Oh, that's a great tackle. And that'll be holding the ball. Free kick, and it's, is that G or Goomis?
I think that's Goomis.
Goomis.
G's got a bit of the, he's still got a few more follicles on the top of the head.
They look a little similar. So from half-back, the kick goes forward. And that's no ball there. Someone yelling out ball, but it was just knocked away. And the ball will go out of bounds in the right forward pocket, and we'll have a throw in. So not much to write home about at the start of this third quarter. It's still good by 2 points.
Got an update from Forest Hill. 3-11-29, the Zebras. Churnside 6-6-42. So Zebras have actually had more scoring shots, but just can't kick straight.
Okay, so the umpire to get us back into play. There's Power trying to get to the front spot again. He might have just got that one over the top of Cairns as well. The ball on the ground, trying to pick it up there was Lynch. Couldn't do so. And it reminds me of a 5-year-old lolly scramble at a birthday party. The ball just goes on the ground and everyone's trying to pick it up, and no one can get hands on it. As the umpire says we'll have another ball up.
Well, Easter's not far around the corner, mate. We could have an Easter egg hunt.
So now the ball finally does come out, but it's just so hard to keep possession because the players are getting their hands on the ball and it's inevitably just slipping out. I think you made reference, Brace, to the soap thing a little bit earlier. And
Don't start it.
And that really is what it's like. And it's out of bounds on the far side. So 28 plays 26, and if it continues like this, how many more goals do you foresee on this one, Brash? Maybe, 4 or 5 goals tops?
One.
And then that might be a bit...
Well, at the start of the day, I said it would be an 8-goal to 6-goal game. I don't reckon I'm not going to be that far off the mark.
So Power the knockdown. I think you may be right.
Got an update from Kings Park. Furniture Gully Food 26, Bayswater 7-6-48. And at the moment, only one side has scored more than Bayswater across the competition.
So umpire says no. He's throwing it up, but he's blowing his whistle. Not happy about something. And what have we got? Just another...
Blood rule.
Blood rule. So it's that's all it was.
Goomis.
So Goomis coming off. He's been terrific. Just about the best player on the ground. He's got just a bit of blood from the knee there, so that won't take too much fixing. But tape on that and he'll be all good.
You'd probably say the two, Ruckman and Goomis, are probably the best 3 players on the ground at the
great
moment.
Power and Goomis for me.
I've liked Michael Thompson, but yeah, I think you've got a pretty strong case.
So Adams coming back on as well. So it finally goes away. Up they go. Was it Power? And might have got the knockout there into the hands of Cripps. Huge game today, Lockie Cripps. He's been relatively quiet. Sorry, it was Hello, actually. But Cripps hasn't been seen. We haven't seen a lot of him as the ball goes up again. Now it's back into the clinches. Trying to pick it up there on the far side was G, the Kilsyth man.
I don't think he's moving all that well, Halo. It looks like I think he's just carrying a niggle, I reckon.
He may well be. We'll just keep an eye on him. I'm sure the boys on the boundary will let us know if he...
I think it's something he's brought into the game best, though. Just given his role as, like I said, their best player last year, through the middle, to be playing a sort of subdued from the start, you would indicate he might be carrying something. Either that or he's going to become a 40-goal forward this year. I don't know.
Well, all will be revealed in due course. Up it goes. It's taken there by Power again. And tackle. The umpire's whistle blows, and we'll go to the boundary and speak to Steve White.
Yeah, full 6 minutes without a drop of rain or any gust of wind to speak of, so we'll count our blessings for while we can down here.
Well, the improved weather certainly hasn't done much for the quality of the game because it's been a very stop-start to this third quarter as the ball goes out of bounds on the far side.
I reckon we could start putting a dollar value on each player's ink work. I reckon that might sound more exciting.
So it's a free kick to the Basin, and they'll bring the ball back in. Is that Thompson over there? He gets it forward, trying to hit a target. Up they fly. It was Rennie, who, one of the Basin side, almost got hands on it. Now it's just in forward, inside 50. Trying to get his hands on it there was Cairns, didn't so. On the ground, picked up there. We're trying to pick it up was Edwards. He had a pretty decent first half, Connor Edwards. And the ball's on the ground again. And the umpire says we'll blow it up and have the ball up. Getting up last was Murfitt.
2-10-22, Glen Waverley 4-2-26.
So it sounds like that game's going a similar way to our game with a similar sort of scoring as the ball is knocked out there, but it'll be cleared away. Ringwood kick to the middle of the ground. Callanan is there. He may have just got it down as well, trying to get a front and centre, but no one could. Handball out of there. I think it was Blythe. Now Murfitt. And across on the far side there is May. May gets the kick in. going without it there with Basin players, as we had a very noisy seagull going overhead.
It's a cockatoo, is it not?
Is it? Oh, okay.
Well, I don't think we're close enough to the beach for the seagull to be floating through. Steve White on the boundary.
Yeah, Michael Thompson just coming off for the base and catching his lower back. I think he got a knee in the lower backs, and we'll keep an eye on him as it progresses.
And then before we get into some Avery chat here, Brash, I think in terms of the way Ringwood are exiting defence, Thompson's been good for the Basin because he provides a ball user, whereas Tim Jones is probably the best ball user for Ringwood. And he has not got his hands on the ball with an ability to pinpoint a target. I think it must have been Scotty Lang who was sitting behind it was actually Latchford, the ruckman, just slapped it on the boot, which is all you really expect from a ruckman in his first senior game under pressure. They need to get Jones being the one who gets the ball in that situation.
Yeah. So the ball taken by what is the predominant bird life around these parts?
You'd think maybe, obviously cockatoos up there with all the leaf, the leaves
up
around.
In the dandenongs, yeah.
Obviously magpies are prevalent everywhere, pigeons, etc.
You need hot chips to get the seagulls here, mate.
Trying to get it away there was Edwards, but he was taken in a tackle. Screams of holding the ball, but the umpire said no. It just came out in the tackle, and we'll have a ball up again.
And I hate to put down the ruckman, but he's just intercepted his teammate there and almost led to a Basin goal. He has been fantastic all day.
Actually, I think that's probably one of the things. Communication hasn't been good for either side today.
No.
So back into play, but only for about 5 seconds before we have the almost inevitable ball up. Getting up there was Boland on the ground. Up it goes. Up they fly this time, and it's taken by a Ringwood player on the ground. That's Wack, I think. It is. Haven't seen a lot of him today, Tim Wack. He's usually pretty prominent.
There might be a few different roles for Ringwood players this year just because of the people they've lost as well. Like, that might be something we've got to get used to as well. When you're looking for players.
Comment,
I don't think Tim Wack's been known for that sort of role he's playing today.
No.
But because of the losses, people are going to have to play in different positions. And again, if we look at their line now, you're used to Trent Farmer standing in that centre circle at the moment, which means they can just slap it on the boot in these conditions, and he's probably either going to win it, or he's going to at least bring it to ground. Whereas at the moment, you're looking at not no names, but guys that don't have that aura about them.
It's a very good comment. Latchford it was who went up for that one. A free kick, I believe.
It's going to the big fella. Let's see how he goes by foot. He's looking to handball, but there's no one there.
He's an interesting-looking cat, quite gangly, if I can use that word.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Ball goes out towards half-back, knocked away there by McDonald, and out of bounds it goes. As we bring Ben Warren-Smith into the commentary. Are you still with us, BW?
Yeah, it's yourselves. I tell every rider cops it from the bench, I tell you that. As an umpire throws the ball back right in front of the broadcast position here. A few flicks and it comes out wide. Little handball down ground was by McDonald, and seeing it over was Blythe. Over the boundary line she goes. Right near our boundary riders today. To see Steve White wearing a St Kilda beanie as well.
Yeah, nah.
Definitely don't. As the umpire throws it in now, the ball, George. He was in there, got dispossessed, brought to ground. Well, he was already on the ground, brought further into the mud was Connor Edwards and ball up.
Just don't tell the Eagles membership. I got my 30-year award last year.
Oh, you won an award for buying a membership?
Yeah, 30 years of purchasing the same thing. Well done, Steve.
As we'll have another stoppage. Bringing the rain back, I say. It was more entertaining when it was here.
Latchford is pretty much, and Power as well, but Latchford has pretty much done 100% of the rucking for Ringwood. It's pretty incredible for a kid. He'd been 20, at oldest?
Yeah, he looks pretty young.
Well, but yeah, he's young.
Yeah, well, it looks like quite a physical role, the ruck. I never had to do it, but it doesn't look like it's something to do for 2 hours if someone,
it looks like
if you had to.
It looks a year or so out of under 9.
Yeah, and Power looks like he's got maybe 10 kilos on him. So he's done really well.
If he's 20, then that'll probably be the right maths, Brash.
Yeah.
He comes in now.
I thought that was harsh on you, Brash.
Oh,
they're picking you, aren't they?
I wasn't picking on him at all. It was just stating that he was correct.
I just take it all in stride.
In fairness, you don't need Pythagoras involved to work that one out. But.
And he's giving me a lift home too. As the ball comes in, Brown on the right boot, he pushes it to the left-hand side. So I'll have a scooter the whole way.
I was going to say, you were telling me it was a 75k range, wasn't it, Ben?
Minor score is the result. 26-29. Ringwood still have the lead. And Baldwin, Mr. Brett Beston.
So the Basin ball back in. And there's an immediate whistle. What's the problem there?
That was exactly who it is down there, but the guy taking the kick out. Again, I apologise. I can't see the numbers from here. It was taken after a kick. Definitely there.
So Jackson Drake sends it up the line. Nice mark taken there by Thomas Edwards. Edwards' boys, Connor, whose brother's probably been the more prominent today as the ball goes forward to half. Nice mark taken there too. Intercept mark taken by Jones. And Ringwood will get it back into play. It's better play. They've got a couple of kicks to get back-to-back. Mercotter, haven't called his name too much today.
25.
Now he's got a 25-metre penalty. So that'll help. That'll take it forward of centre.
Ringwood back a lot better this quarter. Latchford's getting back there, and as you saw there, they've got a lot more numbers back, but actually had good movement there for once. They had a bit of a run on and then didn't have anyone free inside forward 50. So that's obviously something Brett's spoken about at half-time.
So Mercotter to around about the 50-metre arc, going in there trying to get a hands on it. It was a throw. It looked like it would, but the umpire says, I didn't see it. Nothing to see here, and we'll have a ball up.
What was the point of Boland coming off for 3 seconds, and now he's going back up?
It's all part of the rotation, BWS.
No.
That's how they do it nowadays, mate.
10 or so plays around this football. You see Cairns being given a friendly help up by his teammate in Atwell. Just clearing some space to throw this one up again. 40 metres out from the Ringwood goals. A quick kick forward by Mercotter, but it's been taken, well, not almost at the last line of defence, but close enough to by Burrows. So Lockie Burrows, back pocket for the Bears. Kick was a good one too. Went straight down the throat of Adams, who just always looks like he's going to win the football when it goes near him as well. So linked up okay here in the middle, and I mozzed him with that. As now the kick's being smothered. They'll get a second opportunity, though, as it goes out wide. And now there are some numbers on the wing. Taking a bounce today is a risk if ever I've seen one, as it kicks up towards the broadcast position here at the fall. The ball picked up by Jones. This way, that way. Handball over the top was a good one. Here's Parker. Has a bit of space on the right boot. Pokes the ball up towards the half-forward line. Inside it goes now, over the head of the intended target there in Heckley. But the Bears, once again, have the opportunity to just stem the flow and to kick it into the middle of the ground. They need some luck. Will luck be on their side? Ferguson was there. Little kick in danger. And although they worked it forward, they've been stopped in their tracks as Blythe now across the half-back line to surge the ball forward, Matt.
Yeah, the Ringwood big guns getting involved. Tim Jones right in front of us there. That showed poise. That's why they need him getting the ball more often. Blythe got that free kick. Obviously kicked it straight at the man of the mark there. Not what he wanted. And James Parker. So they're big playing to lift, Brush.
Yeah, it's going to be... Kicked it straight into the bum of Edwards.
Unintentional, though, that free kick. He just at the wrong time for the Ringwood player.
Nick Halo, measured kick, kept it low. That's what you got to do. Jordan Thomas gets down, takes it. Looking sideways as well, and there's a bit of blood. Down on
no. It's down behind play there. Mitchell Heckley. So on debut from when he's down. They've called for the stretcher here. He's not moving down there.
Yeah, out comes the Jordan
I'm sure Ryan and Steve will figure out what's going on, but we've got the stretcher, so this will definitely be a delay. So once the stretcher's out, it's a fair delay here. That's clearly happened.
Has he gone into the fence?
No, he's well in from the boundary line. Ryan and Steve will try their best to get involved once Mitchell comes off or anything. But
don't be afraid to walk down there, though, either.
The rain stopped Besto, BWS and Brash, but the football's gotten worse. Well, it's not worse. Maybe the defences have been able to set up better. Maybe that's a better way of putting it.
I'm sitting.
I don't think he's done it either.
I'm actually sitting here and I'm thinking, what's going to be the best result today? And for me at the moment, I reckon both coaches will be happy to get out of this game with no injuries or no serious injuries, and just getting a run into the players' legs, because apart from that, there really hasn't been much to shout about, really, has there?
There certainly hasn't, and with a 3-point mark over of Ringwood at the moment and the lack of goals, it could be only 1 or 2 more goals that require. If Ringwood get the next goal, the Basin will have to kick 2, and to be honest, it's fairly hard to see that happening.
In fairness, though, if you look at the way all the other results are going in all the games this afternoon, they're all low-scoring affairs. So I mean, look, it probably shouldn't be a surprise, should it?
I reckon it could be a knee.
Yeah, well, Ryan's down there, so once he finds out, I'm sure he'll give us a bell.
He's not winded.
Just in terms of, and we hope Ray is listening. Just in terms of around the ground scores, so Division 1, Croydon at the moment lead Ludell at the last score that was updated, 6-3-39 to 4-6-30. Mitcham 3-7-25, Trail Moorabuck 4-5-29, Upper Gully 4-2-26, Trail Bayswater 7-6-48. Beaconsfield lead Wanstener South 5-4-34, playing 4-5-29 out there at Home Park. And Montrose 3-4-20, 5-7-37. In Division 2, South Belgrave 43 lead Heathmont 25, Belgrave 1-3-9, Trail Baronia 2-5-17, Oakley District 1-6-12, Trail Templestowe 5-6-36. And then down in Division 3, Warrandyte 5-6-36, lead Waverley 4-6-30. And was, billed as a bit of a grand final preview, that one. Whitehorse 5-5-35, hosting Donvale 4-4-28. Scoresby hit the front 5-10-40 over Glen Waverley 5-33, and that'll be a bit of a talking point because Glen Waverley themselves up a lot. They had a lot of recruits, and for Scoresby, a side that's lost a few, to get the win over them would be big. And then in Division 4, obviously at halftime, it was Surrey Park by just 4 points over Kilsyth, and then Forest Hill Trail Chernside by 13, and Sylvan lead Croydon North by 46, as it looks like Heckley's been and hopefully Ryan has got more for us down on the boundary.
Yeah, it is an injury, but not sure.
So he's done a knee, has he, Ryan?
It has from the sounds from the trainers. So that's not good to hear. It's never good to hear any sort of injury, especially a knee. And so that could be a long time out for Heckley, which is a shame.
Yeah, it's very disappointing, isn't it, Ryan? Because he's been pretty impressive on debut. First senior game, I'm tipping, coming from North Ringwood, I think, out of the under-19 program. And he showed a bit. So really disappointing for him, Brash.
Yeah, it is. And the thing is, when there hasn't been a lot of football for 2 years, and then all of a sudden you come back and you start playing again with him, in the hope that you're going to have a good season. To go down like that, and you're thinking, and all of a sudden he must be thinking, oh, gee, my season over now.
Yeah.
Before it even started. What a horrible thought.
Maybe an ACL or a PCL, and if that's the case, that's most of the year, you would think.
Well, let's just hope that it's not as bad as what it looks like.
Maybe a wrench to the knee or something, something not as dangerous or,
I think best case is something like an MCL or something like that. But, yeah, they're still carrying
What's
off.
an MCL?
It's a medial, isn't it?
Medial.
Yeah.
You've got PCL, ACL, MCL, meniscus. There's a lot of things going on in the knee. If only one of us was a physio.
Or a doctor.
Well, which is something. I did a unit of biology at university.
Well, that's close enough. You're probably the best qualified of all of us.
Yeah, and I just named them. I won't be able to diagnose it.
It's stuck, didn't it?
Yeah.
That 1 unit stuck with you.
Oh, yeah.
Tell you what, we've covered some topics today.
Haven't we ever? Just want to mention Tim Jones's hair. He's just down there at half back.
Oh, we're back into the hair
Just
again.
look how buoyant that is. The volume. Cairns is next to him there with the sides chopped off. Tim Jones, nice little bit of a mini fro there, Brash.
Yeah.
That would have been you back in the day.
Gee, yeah. Days of a misspent youth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you say, oh, hair? Did you just say, oh, hair?
Take it away, Besto.
Let's go.
So we're finally back underway after an extended gets kicked to about the half-back line. And on the ground it goes again. Trying to get hands on it there did pretty well, actually, in the end. Hallow got it out. Now it's on the ground again for to be contested, should I say. And we'll have another ball up. So we've had 22 minutes in this quarter, but obviously a long break, so it's probably going to be a long quarter. Up they fly again. Trying to get hands on it there was Atwell. Couldn't do so. Diving on the ground was Kennedy. And the umpire says we'll ball it up again.
I reckon we probably lost about 6 to 8 minutes there, Brett.
At least, yeah.
No, we
at least.
didn't. 6 to 8 minutes.
Yeah,
no, we didn't.
Certainly seemed like
4 minutes.
We're going at least.
Are we all pulling
minutes.
arbitrary numbers out of our proverbials here?
It
Or?
wasn't 8. It's not even close to 8.
Oh, look, it was definitely. I think it was 5.5 personally.
BWS suspended his flag, guys.
Look, I called it a knee injury, and so I was right about that. So we'll stick with what I say then. Yeah.
Work as a team, we do it my way.
Yeah, exactly.
Pye brings the ball back in. It was a bit slow. Comes out now. Bolvita. Can't break the tackle. of Tim Wack.
So this quarter, the hit-outs have been pretty even, but the clearances, neither team's really been able to get a clear the stoppage, despite the weather obviously getting better. But that's probably a sign of both sides just having a time chat with their coaches.
Kennedy's effort for second effort was fantastic, but the Ringwood have managed to get the ball out of the danger zone, and just coming after it was Ash Stagg, who just went, well, it looks like a nice place to sit on Jordan Thomas, and he gave away a free kick.
That's the Basin's 24th free kick.
And he slaps the ball on the boot as he kicked inside forward 50. There was 3 redbacks and the ball halo there, couldn't quite trap it, little out wide, little nudge to the ground was on Edwards. Umpire said play on, scoots out now, up there by McDonald, slams it on his boot into the middle of the ground, but to no avail. And another chance to reload here for the Basin as the kick goes up and across. Had to be a strong mark, and it was just that. Jaden G, the painted man, as he weighs up his options. Little short passes on. It was good. I was more than happy with that. Lachlan Cripps takes it. He's 55 out. He's screaming for an extra metre because he thinks he can make it.
Well, Ringwood haven't got one player in their forward. In fact, they've got all their players on one half of the ground.
That was one big shiver. Someone walked over your brave Bestos. The little hairball comes out now. He's Kennedy. Got it backwards to go forwards. It was good to Halo. Inside forward 50. The kick just didn't quite hit the mark there. He was looking for Jackson Drake, and his big mitt couldn't pull it down, and it hit Jackson Taylor, the MP, in the face on the fence.
In terms of what you're saying there, Brash, I think that's a genuine move from Road. They've got no height. Like Latchford at the moment's playing full forward, but they've got no height. Their best chance is actually getting a couple of handball chains and kicking it over the top and running onto it at the moment. And I don't mind it. At the moment, what they've done really well all day, Ringwood, is the Basin had a possession. I'd say to be about 60-40 in terms of possession and territory, yet the Bun are still trailing because Ringwood have got the numbers back and they're going to try and catch them on the break.
So we're going to see Rowi's pack, are we?
Well, maybe to an extent. It's not. I think we might. Like, to be honest, with their forward line, especially today, like they can't really play free-flowing football. They're not getting their hands on the footy. They're not really winning around the contest.
Halo took it from the stoppage. He broke a tackle. It was pretty impressive. Got the handball back. They're going backwards here. It might be advantage paid.
No advantage.
No. Just going the other umpire through. But I think that's just the best way for Ringwood to score, Brash, as he's actually...
He thumped a...
No. That's the best way for Ringwood to score is... Yeah. Hopefully here they can get it into some possession and break with speed. Rowie said on the pre-game they're all about speed this year. They have to be because they've lost all their height pretty much.
Yeah. So will he look to have a shot on goal here?
Well, he's just showed that he had to run around and didn't get the journey. I reckon he wants to give it off. Yeah, he's going to have to pass this. But again, like you saw, Ringwood have got all their numbers back.
Cripps winds up now, thumps it and pushes it to the left. It's going to stay alive. But it went 3 for 1 behind. Edging closer, it's back to a 2-point margin here. Ringwood still lead 4-5-29 to 4-3-27. We've gone 26 and a half minutes, and if it goes to 34 and a half, I'll say I was wrong.
So ball coming back into play. He might have had a crack from the other end, Cripps, if he was playing, because the wind has been blowing to that end of the ground, unless it's changed in recent time.
You'd be lucky to kick 50 in this division on a wet day.
That's right, absolutely. But I was just saying, with the wind, he would have had, if he had any chance at all, he would have had more chance from the other end. As the ball is going inside Kennedy, it is. Gives it away to Goomis. Goomis been one of the best players for the Basin today. A little short kick out towards the wing. Now they go inside 50 mark. Up they go. Flying high, there was Adams, but he couldn't quite get it. Goomis got the ball up. There's a chance. But goal, how's it going to bounce? Not well enough, unfortunately. And back there, we're tightening it up was Jones. And Ringwood will get themselves out of danger for the moment. Kick out towards the wing. Free kick, says the umpire. Contact made. Which way is it going to go?
Ringwood.
We might see a draw today.
I think the way Jones is getting his hand on the footy more, Brash, so they just look a bit more composed down back.
Yeah,
that was Collier as well with the footy there, Besto. That's a fair kick. He had the journey.
50. It's the Bears across that half back line, knocking it on. They're linking up okay here. You'd almost like to see them get a goal. They'd almost deserve it, you would say, as a kick. Up and under one, goes up towards the Kennedy direction. It's going to bounce over his head. It wasn't timely, and it was well judged there by Jaden Cairns, who slams it on his boot up towards the half-forward line, looking for Parker. It was knocked away, though, by Adams at the fall of the ball. Who's getting in there? Falling on top was Weir. Here comes Boabita, who linked on the outside. Kicks it up towards the half-forward line. It was a good kick, too, because Connor Edwards was there. He wanted to go, and he did go. Gave it away as well. Well, you take your chances, and sometimes they pay off, and sometimes they don't.
The coach's box here are a bit angry at that. He absolutely took off there. That's the right decision by the player.
He definitely did. As it comes out now, here's Jones. 28 minutes. So the siren would have gone at the 20-minute mark of this quarter if we didn't have that injury. Is that what you're saying, Brash? 28.5-minute quarter.
To be fair, there wasn't any goals.
4-3-27 the Bears, 4-5-29. I've got to take them when I can because you're all against me. As a single goal kickers right across the board, we've had 3 quarters, 1 to go. I think this one's going to go right down to the wire. I think it will be within a kick at the end of it. That's how we've seen it play out all day. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on the SEN app and, of course, 98.1 Radio Eastern. We'll be back with all the around-the-ground scores and more right after this.
Today at Eastland, Lucy's trying on jeans for a momentous occasion. Coffee with the ex. She needs jeans she can move in because she's definitely moved on. Jeans that get a second look, but don't give any second chances. Jeans that say, yes, I have spent the last 8 months in a post-breakup juice cleansing, kickboxing, personal training frenzy. And looks as though she's just found the perfect pair. Bravo, Lucy. For all of life moments, there's Eastland. Eastland. Live real.
Sprained your ankle, bursting through the banner, broke a finger, high-fiving the ruckman, or did you run into the goal post again? For bumps, breaks or bleeds, be seen sooner, close to home at Knox Private 24/7 Emergency Department. The preferred provider of emergency care to the Eastern Football Netball League, you'll generally experience shorter wait times. You don't need private health, but there is an out-of-pocket fee. Be seen sooner, close to home at Knox Private 24/7 Emergency Department, 262 Mountain Highway, Wanturna.
Do you feel good about your bank? Because there is a bank you can feel good about. They share their profits to fund big community projects, small community clubs, and vital services. They've given $250 million to help Australian communities thrive. They have all the products and tech you expect from a bank with service you don't. It's Bendigo Bank. Feel good about who you bank. Try Bendigo. Search bendigobank.com.au or search Bendigo Bank near me.
Running and jumping can be really painful for girls, especially in contact sport. Boob Armour supports your breasts, minimises the bounce and guards against impact and injury. Feel confident, feel supported. Available at boobarmour.com.au.
There are only 3 things that should be flushed down your toilet: poo and paper. Some wet wipes and antibacterial wipe can flush them, but you can't. They clog up toilet and pipes, causing expensive blockages. Save yourself a truckload of trouble. Put your wet wipes in the bin. To learn more, head to the Yarra Valley Water website, yvw.com.au/wet-wipes.
Sprained your ankle, bursting through the banner? For bumps, breaks or bleeds, be seen sooner, close to home at Knox Private 24/7 Emergency Department. You'll generally experience shorter wait times. Knox Private 24/7 Emergency, 262 Highway, Wanturna.
As Sarah opened her best friend Jackie's wedding invitation, she was overcome with a wave of emotion. While her 2 young boys wrestled on the floor, tears of happiness rolled down Sarah's cheeks as she saw the words she'd been longing to say. Please note this will be a child-free event. Well, Sarah, looks like we're off to Eastland for some heels. Let's book in that babysitter. For all of life's little moments, there's Eastland. Eastland. Live real.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
Welcome back to Batterham Reserve. It's a real slog out here this afternoon in the first game of the season, but it's up for grabs, and currently at the moment it's the Ringwood side with their noses in front. They lead by 2 points, 29 plays 27, and a low-scoring game as we talked about, but next goal is going to be pretty important.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, Brush, to cut you off there. I'll just give you some stats before you jump into some analysis, mate. So hit out to 18 apiece. So the Tower and Latchford have been really they've been pretty even all day. I've been impressed with both of them. Senate clearance is just the one that quarter. So the Basin 4, Ringwood 6. Clearances overall 9 apiece. Ringwood just in front of the clearances overall. Marks inside 50, 2-0. The Basin. It's been that kind of day. Intercept marks 8-5. The Basin, and free kicks 25. The Basin, 20 to Ringwood. And then just quickly the scores that have been updating around the grounds. Warrandyte lead by 3 points over Waverley Blues. Scoresby lead by 8 points over Glen Waverley. Sylvan by 74 over Croydon North Hemlock. Baronia lead by 33 at 3/4 time. South Belgrave lead by 9. and Beaconsfield by 5, and Mitcham by 10 over Mooroolbark.
Yeah, well, looks like Sylvan will kick the sweep this afternoon. So, but getting back to this particular game, a game that hasn't reached any great heights, and it's been a dour struggle for most of the afternoon. I just thought that the Basin, I thought, have controlled possession for a lot of this game, but still find themselves behind on the scoreboard. I thought towards the last 10 minutes of that third quarter, Brett Rowe just all of a sudden decided that he better push his all these players into the back half, knowing that actually probably trying to hope that he could probably pin a few guys or a few goals with the sort of Pagans paddock type setup where the ball was going to be cleared and allowing his runners to run onto the ball. That hasn't occurred yet, and that doesn't say that it's not going to happen. I still think the game is right there taking for either side. But I think at the end of the day, like BWS has said, this could well turn out to be a draw. And if that was the case, I think both coaches would be happy just to get off the ground because it gives them ammo and work to do to build them up for next weekend's game.
Just a couple more around the ground scores. So Upper Gully 29, Bayswater 70, East Ringwood 44-30. And then Whitehorse Pioneers 50, Donvale 52 as we go boundary side to Steve White.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Bez coach Justin Stanton. Justin, trench warfare out there at the moment, 2-point game. What do you think is going to get you over the line in the last quarter?
Well, yeah, ugly game of football. They're getting numbers beyond the football, and I guess they're clearing it out of our forward line, and then they haven't got an ability, I guess, to score at the other end because they don't have enough forwards. So I said to the guys, an opportunity this quarter where you've just got to take those chances. There might be 2 or 3 in the quarter. We just make sure that we capitalise on our chances.
And you're happier with the game of territory that you were about in the first quarter?
Yeah, certainly we chipped it around and played dry weather footy in the first quarter. We're playing more to the condition, which is good. We've got personnel down. Guys are working really hard around the midfield. We just got to be smart with the football and not try and overuse it.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
So thank you, Steve. Getting set to start this final quarter.
Be interesting to hear Brett Rowe had to say. Yep. What have you got there, Ryan?
Yeah, Brett, he kept it pretty simple. He said time to put the head over the ball, take the game on a bit. He knows how important this first 5 minutes is to get the first one and set the pace and get a bit of a lead. So look for them to sort of switch and take the ball through the corridor.
So back underway for this final quarter, and it's all up for grabs. First goal is going to be pretty important. Little kick forward there by Cripps. And here they come, the Basin. If they can grab one here, this will be huge. The kick forward there by Goomis, who was prominent in the first half. Ball tapped down there, but it's fallen into the hands of Murfitt for Ringwood. Tackle made over there, and this goal, and that's gone through.
Boavita.
Ball's come loose, and Boavita, who was good early, but he's gone out of the game a little bit in recent times. But he was joining on the spot, ball getting knocked down by Murfitt. In fact, it was Murfitt there who had his kick smothered, and then it was just a joining on the spot for Boavita as the ball came clear, and that is a massive start to this last quarter, and the Basin have kept themselves in the game. They have their 5th goal, and they lead by 4 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
And that's his second. That's his second as well, Boavita. So he's kicked 2 out of the 5 goals. You said he's been quiet, Brash and Besto. He's a small forward. He's only going to kick a game, and if he lays a few tackles and kicks 2 goals, he's had a pretty...
Well, he could be up for 100 here because that could be the Sportsco Eastland play of the day.
Plus the goal of the day. He's all over it.
That's right.
Clean sweep.
Ball in the middle now. There's some life breathed into the clash now. Get a bit excited as the home crowd get up and about for this final term.
Another round the ground scores. Forest Hill 5-13, Churnside Pike 9-11. So that's a tiny bit of a boil over. I think a lot of people had the Zebras better than the Panthers this year.
Yep, including the 3 of you guys before the game. And Beaconsfield?
Beaconsfield are up at the moment by 5 points. Not that much scoring in that one. So a lot of close games around the traps.
Absolutely. That's great to see. It's great to have footy back. Halo slams it on his boot inside forward 50. There's 3 bears there, but the handball comes out. Kennedy came in to cause a contest. Little kick off the ground by Drake. Goes towards the forward pocket. Chasing after it there was Murfitt. Gets down low. Get dispossessed of the football. Came in. Was Cairns for support, got the handball out towards Blythe, who got boot ball timely up towards the wing position. It's knocked away, stolen there by G on the right boot, pokes it inside forward 50. It's gone a fair old way too. Here's Balbita. Could he get it for a 3rd time? A free kick has been paid for dropping the football. And that was very quick to that one as the Redbacks will just weigh up their options on the near side. Short passes on, and it just almost looked like it was intended for Lachlan Kruger, but over his head it goes, over the boundary line it goes, and we'll have a throw in.
So 52-48, the Waverley Blues and Warrandyte. Warrandyte in front at three-quarter time.
Good game out there.
Davis Harrigan, he's out there, so plenty of photos during the week from that one.
Yeah, the fish doing his best work as the ball gets thrown in. Scooped upon there, that time by Collier. It was touched off the boot, and it goes up and long and in the middle. Who's going to be the one to trap this one? Great strong tackle there, Jordan Tom. You're going nowhere with a bear hug like that.
One turner south have hit the front, 5-6-36, leading Beaconsfield 5-4-34, Mitcham 5-10-40, Moorobuck 5-6-36, East Ringwood 6-8-48, Montrose 4-9-33.
Love it when they're coming streaming in like that, Matthew, as the kick goes up by Cripps to the half-forward line, and it's going to be a free kick against Belvita.
Got to go quick here, Ringwood, don't they, Brush?
Too slow.
With
Too slow.
With their forward structure, it's got to be quick.
Fantastic mop. As it kicks up towards the wing position.
That might have been why he didn't go quick.
Mitch Brown gets down. Short passes time is Nick Halo, who's had a very good game. He kicks up towards the Kennedy, takes it on the second bite, wasting no time either. They actually are moving quicker, aren't they, as the kick goes forward, but it's going to be a 25-metre penalty, I believe.
He's actually been quite lively this afternoon, Kennedy.
He did get excited when he gets around.
Ryder
Kennedy.
Ryder. They're real big phones of Ryder in the coach's box. Nick Halo, first half, played a lot of time in the line. He's had more midfield minutes after half-time, Brash. He's having an influence on the game. And just that polish there. Not many players today have been able to hit targets. Just swung onto the right boot and hit a leading Ryder Kennedy.
But you can tell
Ryder?
you can tell here that the Basin really want to take the game on, and they want to take ownership of the corridor here.
Well, they'll take some stopping. He can put this one through. He keeps it low. He keeps it straight. And they get around him with a big bear hug. And I tell you what, the Basin, they have final turn the home side, and they stretch their lead to the largest of the afternoon, which is 10 points now. Bendigo scoreboard 4.5 minutes into the final term.
I did say that there could be a time where either side could get that 2-goal break. Is this the opportunity that the Basin have been waiting for to seize the moment game beyond Ringwood's grasp?
Just another one around the grounds there. Templestowe 80 leading Oakley Districts 12.
So we'll see what Ringwood are made of. 2 quick goals for the Basin, and they're out to a game-high lead, and will need to respond as the ball is slapped forward on the ground. That's a Lockie Cripps trying to get his hands on it there. Couldn't do so. In fact, that wasn't Cripps. It was Hello, I beg your pardon, as the ball goes into the contest again. Across on the far side is Wadley, who hasn't had a huge day today. The ball goes forward. It's going to go out of bounds on the ball.
Did anyone pick the Basin today? Besides me?
Ryan and I did, and Steve.
It was you, Brash.
Oh, no, Ryan's saying Kyle. I reckon Ryan went Ringwood. He's keeping very quiet.
I picked Ringwood.
I was definitely the Basin.
So ball back into play on the ground.
We know you picked the Basin, Matt.
Well, I have to. Actually, on my way to the toilet before, a bloke did come up to me and go, "Where you got us this year?" That's how he said it too.
I'd almost be half tempted here to throw Wadley into the mid, into the guts here. Trying
into the mix as the ball is marked by Palavito in the middle of the guts, as well as he goes down the long towards half forward. Mark taken there beautifully. So here's Rennie now. Haven't seen an awful lot of him today as they go inside 50. It's a dusty old kick, but it may still work out. I was going to say,
he wants the goal today.
And it dribbles through a point, but it could become a handy point. So they're missing out now by 11 points, basically a 2-kick game. And we've had 6 minutes gone on the last quarter.
Oh, there's a fantastic mullet on the young fella behind the goals. Looks fantastic. There's so many these days since lockdown, isn't there? As it comes out now, Blythe was in the front spot. They just seem to have the numbers everywhere at the moment. His G takes some time, kicks it 50. It was a poised kick, but it went straight down the throat of Brandon Salfox, who takes off to the races. And a beautiful kick by up to the Latchford area, who took the mark, and he's
got to move it, young man.
Slow. Today, Junior, as he kicks it up towards the half-forward line, bouncing football, comes out. It was nicely trapped there by McDonald, kept the ball alive. Inside 50 they go. You've got to get in front, though. In the spot was Lynch for the Bears. Over the top of him was Parker, who did a little dance and got down to, and we'll have a ball up 45 metres out, Matt.
Whitehorse by 13 points over 9-8-62, playing 6-13 at 49.
Picked the Whitehorse as well as the umpire throw up.
I don't think you did.
I did, actually.
When did you pick him?
When we talked in pre-match. Thank you very much.
Is that the 1 p.m. one or the 2 p.m. one, bro?
The 2 p.m. one, thank you. The 2 p.m. one, but it was there. So I'm 100% it's looking way at the moment. As it comes out, had Beaconsfield as well. It comes out now, the Bears, through a series of handballs, dumps the ball up towards the half-forward line, bouncing football. Kennedy at the back spot. In the front there was Lang. Umpires paid a free kick. It's going the way of Callanan for the Redbacks. Who got one in there. He's going to wants to give the handball off, but thought twice about that one. But once again, just wants to take 10 years to get rid of the football. Little kick over the top. It's okay if you hit your target. That's where it goes Lang.
Surrey Park 60, Kilsyth 43.
Little whacker. We get nervous.
You'd take that, wouldn't you, Kilsyth? After last year, they were down the bottom end against the premiership favourites, or one of them.
No, obviously very competitive.
You'll want to win, though. You don't take a loss. You might accept it.
That's not a final, though, is it?
What? No. That's the same game time as us, or similar.
I don't think Justin Cicluna would be too happy tonight either.
No.
That's a story for after the game.
Wanturna South 6-7-43, Beaconsfield at 5-4-34.
Might see all the Forest Hill boys down at the pool tomorrow morning. They might be getting whipped into shape after a loss like that today. Bayer will bring the ball back into play. All of a sudden, it's just slowed down. There's pretty good tempo there for a few minutes leading into the start of this final turn. Nice.
Another goal for the Devils, 7-9, Wanturna South, Beaconsfield 5-4-34.
Could be game over there now.
That's 3-time score.
Okay.
So the ball comes out. Halo sees it over the boundary line and out. Hopefully the Beaconsfield supporters didn't bring their own cue down there to Walker.
Well, it's at Beaconsfield, so they wouldn't have done that. That would be ill-advised.
I thought it was the other way because we. Oh dear! Over the back, they need some luck actually. Ringwood, to be honest, and there's only 2 kicks that is a difference between these two sides, but it is in Bear territory. Another ball up.
Yeah, when we eventually get down there, we can try the Beaky Burger.
Is that what it's called?
Oh, I just made it up.
No, it is actually called the Beaky Burger, bro.
Oh, okay.
And it's delicious.
What's on it? You got any idea?
It better be a traditional type one. None of this coleslaw business. I can't have that.
Are you calling coleslaw untraditional?
Yes. I just like straight egg, tomato, lettuce, cheese.
That's about 8 ingredients. You haven't even got to the burger yet.
What sort of sauce, Brad?
Push in the back.
Free kick.
What sort of sauce? I'll go hollandaise sauce. How's that?
Sauce.
Extra traditional, that.
Did Beaconsfield come from which competition, Matt?
They came from the Outer East.
Yeah,
but
okay.
They followed the same path as Berwick. So from the southeast into the Outer East, now the Eastern Football Netball League. And I think this is Tim Jones taking an awfully long time. Oh, sorry. It's not Cairns. It's a whack. No, it is Jaden Cairns. Taking an awfully long time to type his shoelace there.
His kick goes over the top. He wasn't. He's more of the bunny ears tie, not the loop around and pull through.
Evidently.
Kick goes over the top. Here's Jones.
Nothing wrong with the bunny ears. I still do that.
Yeah, I did them too. It's easier. Jones.
A bit of candy.
Yes, a little bit of candy there as he kicked it up towards a big fly over the back and a strong mark taken there by Latchford. Waste no time. Needs someone to step up here. Who's going to be in the fall of the ball? And it was that man in Tommy Edwards who was quickly wrapped up, but did the job just to put himself in the position.
Another player I reckon Ringwood are missing. We haven't spoken to him, but I reckon they're missing Daniel Jordan off down in that.
Yeah, I was thinking about him.
They've lost all their height from last time we saw them. It's gone.
Where'd Jordan off go? Retired.
He may be injured. I don't know if he's retired. But yeah, he's obviously not playing today.
Roll up, boy, on 15.
Over the boundary line she goes. What's that?
So, ball to be thrown in just in the forward pocket.
Throws it in. Sorry, Resto.
That's all right. Ringwood could do with another goal, or could do with the next goal, should I say, just as such. As the ball is on the ground, diving on it, there was a good hard contest, and the umpire says we will ball it up. On the bottom of that was Atwell. So
I think the Basin actually sensed that if they can get the next goal here, I think they're going to walk away with the 4 points, I reckon.
Even if they kill the next 5 minutes and there's no score, like, you know, Ringwood would have to kick half as many goals as they've kicked in 3.5 quarters in 5 minutes.
That's right. Time is going to be against them as the ball goes into the contest again. Good strong tackle coming in there, and we'll have another ball up.
I think at the end of the day, one of the things I think Justin Stanton will be really happy with is the pressure that the Basin have brought to this contest this afternoon.
So ball on the contest again. Kruger tried to pick it up. Eventually they get it out. That's Lynch. And it's a throw, I think. Some of the spectators does not really agree, but the umpire's a lot closer, so he's the man with the best view.
I disagreed with that one.
So free kick for Ringwood. Just taking so long to get the ball forward. You'd think they'd be more urgent, particularly being basically 2 goals behind. Ball bouncing around, nicely picked out there by Kruger. He just slid under the boot base and just happy to get it out. And that'll be a free kick as well.
Well done.
Yeah,
Make them pay.
They play on, though, and there's Blythe, who hasn't had a huge game, but he gets it forward.
Yep.
And
pay it.
that'll be another free kick. So they're working it forward, Ringwood. They're getting there, but they just get it.
Good game out of Mitcham. 6:10:46 the Tigers. Mooroolbark 7:49 at three-quarter time.
Just a little bit late there on the contest.
Yeah, definitely. And it was probably high as well. So a free kick on both counts. So here is the moment. There's the kick. It's from outside 50, so it might struggle to get the distance. It's going to come up short, but it's the opportunity there. It's been socked off the ground. It's a go. Oh, I thought it was gone through for a minute. It was Cairns. It was the opportunity.
He's been thrown forward as well, so clearly looking for that extra height inside forward 50. Another Scoresby 20-point leaders at the moment over Glen Waverley. That's a bit for the Magpies, who lost pretty much the heart of their side.
It wasn't touch, but it went just through the behinds from the 1 metre out. A big opportunity gone missing there. They did look dangerous. Spun on a through was Tim Jones and poked it out to Blythe, who wants to take off. He's got a lovely left foot kick, usually squaring things up. Who's going to be there at the fall? Parker was there, snap around the body, living under kick. It only went about 2 metres in the end, so it basically went backwards, didn't it, Brash? As it came out, Power barged his way through, had support there. They're going to wrap things up, and it'll be a ball up centre half forward or Ringwood, trailing by 10 points.
They just cannot get any clear space in their forward for Ringwood.
Big fly that time by Latchford. Got the knock. Handball. Here's Parker waiting for it. Somehow got himself out of a phone booth. Won his own kick again. Take 2 there for Parker. Can he put it on? And he can't. He pushed it to the left-hand side. So they're peppering a little bit now, the Ringwood side. They've owned the last couple of minutes. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, they trail by 9, 40-31. That would have been some sort of a goal.
Parker and Blythe, again, they're clearly in their top 5 players, but as wingmen, it's pretty hard on a ground like this to go. They might need to just go straight on the ball at the moment.
Oh, my word. That was a
head
down, and
he's heard the heads clash there.
He's not, well, you could hear the bang as G flew up for the mark. Meanwhile, they play. Hello gets the kick forward.
Nice.
Mark is
Right
taken,
up.
beautifully done.
Right up.
That's old mate Ryder again.
Right up.
So, opportunity for the Basin now. He's going to go back and have a ping.
He's going to start his shot from the defensive 50.
Kennedy, he's a long way out, but he's going to give it his absolute best shot, and he's going to come up short. Up they fly. Oh, Mark taken. Brilliant Mark coming over the top there. It's Rennie, one of the new players in this Basin side. Just came across from the EFNL, and he's going to have a kick as we go bounce with the boys down there. Steve White.
Yeah, Jaden G actually just went slammed into the back of, I think, I can't remember who it was. It was actually more it was
Tim Wack.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a clash of heads. It was just actually the, as that goes through the middle.
And it's a goal.
Good on you, Steve.
Beautifully put through there.
That broadcasting school really paid off.
So Rennie slots it through, and a big goal for the Basin, and that just a bit's going to make it very difficult now.
It's game over. It's
out to a 15-point lead, so basically a 3-goal game, but we won't call it just yet.
That's just the 3rd mark inside 50 for the game.
Thought you would have appreciated that Major League reference there, BWS.
Across the board, both Ringwood have not marked inside 50. Basin have had 3. And then around the grounds, East Ringwood 6-11, Montrose 5-12. So that's a close one, 42-47.
Who was it, sorry? Montrose?
East Ringwood and Montrose.
Dooly. Can Azzy get the boys up?
He knows football.
Over the top of it. Hello. Out. I tell you, if Ringwood don't get one in the next minute, then it'll be all over. Almost coming into time on. We're a few minutes away from that. Morris restarts play here. We'll give that one. That was even Stephen almost that time as they're working the ball forward. Ringwood. A lot of players just following the ball everywhere it goes at the moment. Brown quickly wrapped up and we'll restart it again as the rain returns.
The Basin will just crowd the stoppages now, Brash, because as long as the play doesn't get open, there's no way Ringwood can kick 3 goals.
Steve's thrown in the white flag. Comes out, free kick right in front of us here. Screaming for it. Short passes on. Sam Wadley. On the right boot. Little knock forward and over the top there. Cotter was in there going close to the boundary. Stephen Brown was there, kept the ball alive. Over the boundary line she goes for a boundary throw-in. So, a bit of argy-bargy. Oh, Steve's re-entered the arena. Dragged out that one question as it came out now across the half-back line. Just used the boundary, as they say. Hit
the boundary line.
As it goes wide and over for a boundary throw-in.
Actually, it's the perfect play for the perfect time of the match, really.
Yeah, the Basin right now, they just have to avoid making mistakes. So they don't need to create anything now. As long as you do the basics right from here, they shouldn't lose this game.
I throws it in. Nicely done there by the big man, Latchford. Chance now for the Redbacks. There's a fair bit of purchase on that kick forward. Might take the mark. Handball out wide, linking up well there with Stel Fox from Cairns. Kick goes in by Stel Fox on the right boot. It's looping around. The body magnificently there was Burrows. Kept the ball alive. Strong tackle and slung to the ground. Did well. There's going to be no free kick and a little bit of push and a little bit of a shove and a little bit of a push and a whistle.
And a free kick.
Yeah, it could be free kick Ringwood as well.
How often does it happen?
Going the way of Stephen Brown. Opened the scoring today.
Well,
really, the Basin didn't have to get themselves into any sort of trouble there.
You got to have a ping. You just got to do it. Boo, nah, or just straight over the goal umpire's head like that.
That's goal of the day.
That's magnificent. And he's just casual as you like. You had to hit into the sweet spot, and that's exactly what. And Boavita, Uagonski, you don't get the 100 today because that is the goal of the day so far. You've got to pay that one. In the clutch moment of the game where you needed to kick it and keep your side alive, he has done just that. Stephen Brown, well done.
Yeah, I can't argue with that, BWS. It's a bit like Langdon's goal last night too. Yeah, a bit off that dicky left foot of his. That went sort of helicopter style through the goals.
Yeah, that one didn't really spin that much, did it? But it just went dead straight. But
Yeah.
Great kick from. They're still in it, but again, hard work to do.
9 points, still 9 points.
So Latchford, who gets the ball for Ringwood, slams it forward. If they could grab another quick one here, it might be interesting. Going back here with
Brown.
courage.
Oh,
with Edwards, it's a goal! It's a goal!
You little beauty.
2 in a minute.
2 in a minute, and they are right back in this ring. Well, let's have a look and see what happened. It just, as the ball comes in 50, and running back there trying to get his hands on it was Edwards, and then it just fell to Brown, and he just snapped it on the right boot.
That's because they got the clearance from the centre, and they were able to kick the ball into space, into Ringwood's forward 50, and Brown was able to run onto the contest.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right, Brush. All day, every time the Basin have been able to win the clearance, they can set up defensively and have the sweeper and so on. That's the first time they got the centre clearance, a clean one as well. Like Coley was able to get a 50-55 metre kick on it, and the Basin defence wasn't able to set up, and they used their speed.
Yeah, and I tell you what, we had all that Avery talk before, but there was nothing mentioned of the early crow. And here they come, the Ringwood side again. The inside forward 50, it's about 40 metres out from goal. They're going to get the ball to Bears and kick it out and hit the boundary, just that, and it stays alive. No, it doesn't. You can see a very
pre-game, we spoke to Justin Stanton about how he felt that against his Basin side, they always got the wobbles.
Yeah.
Is it happening again?
They were up in about 2 minutes ago. It's gone a little bit quiet down there. As the ball gets thrown in right in front of their bench. Momentum is with the Redbacks at the moment. Coming from taking it was Goomas, who's been quiet in this last term. He'll get another go at a little toe poke. Which way is it going to fall? Everyone's going to chase everything here, and it's just weighted and stolen by G, who thumps the ball inside forward 50. It's a one-on-one contest. A little bit of holding there. Kennedy's there to mop up the pieces. Got the handball away. Almost got dispossessed of it. Strong tackle on May. You are gone, May.
No, dangerous tackle. He's paid a dangerous tackle. Oh, the cap's been thrown. Assistant coach for the Basin's just thrown the cap like it's the World Series baseball.
That is the best call ever. It is the World Series baseball cap throw.
He's going to get ejected. Just come in on centre wing. He's dead set thrown his cap like it's the World Series.
Steve's got to have something.
I was just going to say the chest bump was coming out pretty soon. You're out of here.
It's on the centre wing though now, so everything's going Ringwood's way at the moment, Brash. They're winning the key ball. Obviously, the umpiring decisions are going their way as well. And if Latchford can get the hit out here, Jones is free.
23 minutes gone. As it Latchford did have the front spot. Jones was called there by Matt, but he pushed out by Halo, who's won his own free kick. And a little short one on the ground.
Oh, Morris.
Morris! He's given a free kick against the bench.
He's out of here. You are out of here, Morris.
The kick up goes inside forward 50. Who's going to be the player at the fall of the ball? Good strong tackle there by Callanan. Barging his way through there was Adams. He might get picked here. They're going to have a shot about 55 out. Taking off now is Callanan on the right boot. Kicks it to the top of the square or thereabouts. Getting back and taking a sensational mark there was Lachlan Burrows, who wants to switch to play now. They'll take their time.
They've got to calm it down. They've got to stay calm here, the Basin. They can't rush.
So kicks it out. Was in towards the middle of the ground. Don't you take this glory away from me yet, Brett Baston. My turn.
You having a coffee? I was trying to say
goes up towards the half forward line now for the Basin. They're keeping it alive. Kennedy. They're working the ball forward. And it's going to be a free kick to Ringwood because that's the way they're all going in this last term.
Don't say that too loud.
And
he's still shaking his head.
It's your time to shine, my friend, Brett Baston.
Thank you. I was just trying to save you. I thought you were having a coffee fit, yes.
I couldn't press the button because it's so far away.
Moorabah and Wani South and East Ringwood all kicking away in their respective games.
Oh, I wish we had a photo of that hack throw.
So,
Scoresby have also won by 21 points.
So whack with the kick out.
Well done, Magpies.
On the half-back line by Lang. So just trying to slow it down here, Ringwood, as they get it forward, trying to find a way through. Up they fly, mark not taken. Going and copping it, a big one across the mush was Hallow. Now the ball goes forward on the ground.
Great choice of game today, Matt.
Thank you.
Trying to pick it up there was
good choice of location as well.
Umpires found a free kick to Murphy.
50 as well.
Got the high one on 85. So
to be fair, the free kicks this quarter have been 13-2 Ringwood's way.
He still won't be in range, but he'll be a lot closer than he would have been otherwise as he decides to go back. It's a terrible handball. Collier, I think it was. He got the kick forward. And that's a high tackle, surely. No, the umpire sees play on. There's plenty of noise from the spectators. And that's holding the ball.
Morris! He loves it!
It was there. He definitely got nothing on that. And that's a free kick to...
They made the biggest mistake.
Collier. It's now Collier now. You do not get Morris on the bad side.
Do not get him on the bad side.
That's 50. That's 50, surely.
Wadley got a clip across the mush.
That is Ringwood's first mark.
He's going to give it.
That is Ringwood's first mark inside 50 all day.
So let's have a look at this.
He's not going to pay it.
He's not going to pay it. It was a bit soft earlier. The mark was taken. And so Wadley's going to go back. And he's going to line up. So this will be a kick that would...
It'll be one of the last kicks as well.
Put Ringwood in front, and we've had 25 and a half minutes. So this just about might be the match winner. The game could be sitting on this kick. Here he is.
You'll watch players run to him as soon as it leaves his boot.
On his way. Sends it on its way. How does it work? Is it? Yes, it is. He's done it. So that might be the game for Ringwood.
Wowza.
What's the time check? Time check, please.
27 minutes coming up to
26 and a half.
Well, speaking about early crows, we did say, Brash, that there's no way Ringwood will kick 3 goals this in the quarter. They've kicked 4 all game. Well, in the space of 5 minutes, they've kicked 3, but it's because of the speed. They've obviously, both sides have been hard all day, but Ringwood, when they've got it now, they've shown some intent to move it quick. And as we've seen, moved it quick. Some ill discipline, some free kicks obviously help out, but moving it quick's given their small forward line a chance.
Well, we're waiting for Ryan Long to have the confidence to say, who'd you boys pick? I picked Ringwood.
He's kept himself right on the fence, hasn't he?
Well, I did. I picked Ringwood.
You did.
And I picked Scoresby as well.
Before, man. I think I did have Ringwood.
As Morris, well, it's all about Morris in the last term as Ringwood. Go again, and we'll have a restart.
I picked Morris, actually.
The umpires
He is the real winner.
The umpires are good at really sensing the occasion. They do put the whistle away We know when it's close, don't they?
This is such a big challenge now for the Basin to see, can they just manufacture something out of this stoppage? Almost it's like robbery, Ringwood coming back and stealing this one from them. They've got it in the middle of the ground. They've got the handball out. Here's a go for them. This is Brown up towards the half-forward line, knocked away from Edwards over the top of him, goes towards the boundary line. They'll get one last chance, you would say. The Bears, it needs to be a kick from the stoppage.
To be fair, there has been we've had 5 goals this quarter, which is more than we've had in any other quarter for the game, so it may go a little bit longer.
I'm thinking around 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Cue the siren.
Yeah, it won't be too far away. It's 28 minutes gone. No quarter's gone longer than 29. Including that 8-minute stoppage in the third term. As it comes inside forward 50 now. Good strong tackle that time. Boland's in there. On top of him, the Redbacks are, they're not letting him go anywhere.
So the Ringwood have no one in. There's no player in ring forward half. Adams is sitting a kick behind the play. Other than that, everyone's got a man or is around the footy.
Big knockdown that time. Can someone get boot to ball? They're just going to hold it up as long as they can. Ringwood going to pay a free kick.
No.
Oh, no, it's Morris is down.
Even now, so Adams at the moment is 15 metres off the contest. He wants the
There's a siren!
You wouldn't believe it, would you?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable scenes out here today. Well done to the Ringwood Football Club. They came from nowhere. They were gone dead and buried at the 22-minute mark of this final term. They had to kick 3 goals to get back in front. Then it was enter Steve Brown, who just went bang, double bang, and got the goal of the day, a boot while he was at it. Magnificent performance. They're stunned here to the left of us in the dugout for the Basin Football Club. And I tell you what, get the security out. Morris and the umpires are leaving the boundary line now, leaving the ground now, because there's going to be some pretty upset supporters. But a fantastic effort by the Ringwood side. Well done. 4 points. Great start to the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said, that the whole game, we kept talking about how much the Basin have dominated, but at no point did the Ringwood. That's just the experience of that side. They knew, they read the game, they had numbers back, and they never let the Basin for all their dominance get away from them. Brash, as you mentioned, and then when the Basin did get away, they pulled the trigger. They remind me a little bit of that Hawthorn side right at the end of their premiership thing, where they weren't actually playing that well, but they were so well trained in those close moments that almost went on autopilot. They didn't move the ball quick all day, and then in the last quarter they got it in there and kicked 3 goals in a minute.
Longies with Rowie.
Thanks, boys. Yeah, at the 19-minute mark, you were 3 goals down, had 4 goals on the board, and suddenly kicked 3 in a row. How you feeling, and how about that last 5 minutes?
Yeah, look, it's in these sort of conditions, you kind of it's going to be harder. You think, well, that's probably hard to score, and to our blokes' credit, like they just kept digging away. Look, they got great belief. This mob, that's our boys, because of what we've been through. So for us to, I think, just showed our true character and then just be able to not giving up. And I think that's kind of breeds a successful club at the moment, as we are. So, and that's just got us our reward.
And I thought Latchford had a fantastic game, fantastic debut in the ruck, and then sort of in that last 5 minutes as well, him in the middle, and the boys started to get some centre clearances and started to clear the ball out in the middle. I thought that was a key part for you in the comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jet, so it's his first game, young fellow. I think that's, it really shows great credit to him. He just got up and over, and he did really well. He competed really well. We went to compete, and he competed really well. So that's all we can ask.
And just to do with the knee, do you know anything more, or at the moment? Do you know anything more, or is that just
like he's done his knee, which is pretty. It's obviously sad for him. He's just come across the club, and he was showing some really good. Give us some really good efforts around the ground. So, yeah, for that day, I'm really disappointed for him. But hopefully we'll get around him and help him through.
And a fantastic win. I'll let you get to the boys. Congrats, mate.
Thank you.
Great stuff there. Ryan Long with senior coach Brett Rowe, who, I tell you what, I don't know how loud he would have been over there, but he is vocal coach on the boundary line. He'll be very proud of his boys today. They've come in with a new look side, the Redbacks, and they've been challenged and looked like they were gone late in that turn. To come back and kick 3 goals in a matter of minutes to steal it is really team lifting and confidence building for them moving forward, Brad.
Yeah, and I just cast my mind back to it was a significant moment, but just it's amazing how one little piece of ill-disciplined play can swing a whole momentum of the contest in such a short moment, because the Basin in that foot pocket there, it was an out of bounds. They got all of a sudden there was a fracas and they've given a free kick away, and that goal by Brown, so almost that was the thing that ignited Ringwood back into the contest.
But across the game too, so the first 4 goals that Ringwood kicked, 2 of them came from free kicks, 2 of them came from inside 50, from 50-metre penalties. And then in the last quarter, as you mentioned, the next goal, Brown got the free kick that was unneeded. And then there was obviously there was a free kick out of here, the reversal against the bench, which led to another 50, inside 50. So really, they got the goal from Brown out of the centre clearance out the back. And even the last one, I'm pretty sure, originated in a free kick, Collier, who found Wadley. So, out of the 7 goals they've kicked, only 1 has come open play.
Get the song, boys. Don't just hang back. Get the song. It was a great scene watching all the brethren, the supporters cheer their boys off then from ear to ear. And as we'll make our way into the change rooms now, the boys belt out the song. It's always going to be a big one when you come from nowhere to get snatch victory. Oh, we've missed it, haven't we? We've missed hearing that after
We have,
a game
yes,
on a Saturday afternoon. Fantastic stuff. And really great effort by our boundary riders today to weather the storm out there and do it in pretty tough conditions. Matt, have we got some more coming through?
Yeah, we've got a few more scores, but while I get those loaded up, let's go around and have our few votes. Wanton South look like they're at their home, as do Mooroolbark and Ringwood, and Bayswater have got the win there. But let's go for our Eastland Player of the Day first. I'll kick it off to give you blokes some time to scramble.
Yep.
I'll go one vote to Goomis. He started like a house on fire recruit. It's sometimes hard to go straight into a new side and dominate, but in the first half he was probably the best player on the ground. He faded a little bit, but that might be just the way Ringwood came into the game and controlled a bit more of the ball in the second half. I'll give him Latchford 2. On debut, Ruckman rucked 98% of the contest for. I think he won the hit-outs at the end, or definitely went close to winning the hit-outs, and took a couple of big marks and played a key role. And then 3 votes. He pretty much only played about 8 minutes of footy, but Stephen Brown kicked 3 goals in a game that only had 13 or 14. And as you said, Brash, he turned it on that little 5-minute period. I know he probably. Look, I might have been recency bias here, but in key moments, I'm going to give him the 3 votes.
I think the way that you have to look at it is the reason they won the game is because of him, and for that I'm giving him the player of the today. I thought Blythe was really good. I thought Goomis was really strong as well. Rennie had a good game. Nick Halo was excellent for the Bears also, but I'm not going past it today. I think you have to give it to Parker.
That's
a Brown. Sorry,
Brash, Besto, any
No,
I think Brown as well, but I was pretty impressed with Latchford today. I thought he battled really hard on the ruck. I mean, he's physically probably he's a lot smaller than Power. Power played very well, but Latchford was really, really strong as well. But I think Brown probably because he did in the game.
Yeah, that would have been my Boomis 2, Latchford 3, Brown.
Yeah, there you go. The next award is the goal of the day. Beto West, can you remember? Boavita had a couple, but it's got to be Stephen
Brown. Yeah.
R-O-W-N.
He's brought up, so he's got 2.
Yeah.
He's got
150.
He's up. He's got the $50 Coles Mine gift voucher from Tobin Brothers.
Yeah.
What else have we got there? We've got the 4 workers workman of the day. Jet Latchford obviously got to be high up there.
Yeah, I'd give it to Latchford. I think he's got to get something. He really did battle away
for a
on the
big
ruck.
man to ruck that much.
And
he's
again,
working hard.
on debut, so Latchford gets the 4 workers win the day. So $50. Hopefully he's a tradie because that's $50 down at 4 workers. He's hopefully a tradie or a healthcare worker. And then finally,
player has to be Matt Throw.
Well, can we? Do I, Matthew Footy, have the cojones to walk into the Basin change rooms, go up to that bloke and go, "We've given you the player of the day for the MLB baseball style hat throw." It was fantastic.
I had it's probably a bit irrelevant now, I guess, a lot of what happened, but I had Dion Boavita down with a goal.
Yeah, his first goal.
And that early in that 4th quarter, which is possibly, but there was probably a bit happening.
There was
Look, I've just realised that we don't actually have the voucher for the player of the day. It's more of an on-air award. So I'm happy to give it to the baseball hat throw. It was fantastic. But to be honest, it actually was part of the momentum swing, Brush, wasn't it? It was the reversal there. That kick to Halo, high. He steadies it, kicks it down the line, boundary throw in, fizzles out.
Yep.
Reversal. I don't. And Juzzy Stanton, he doesn't like pointing fingers, but I'm sure he might have a word to. I don't even know if he was assistant coach. I hope he's not just running the board, hanging on there, because that baseball hat throw into the reversal.
It almost was like a little bit slow motion as well, because he's like picked it up, done the turn, and then just.
I think he's turned, wanted to yell an expletive, and we're sitting 2.5 meters away. He's looked Brucey's big FX mod and thought maybe not, and then he's thought, well, all I can do now is throw a piece of equipment. Bro.
I have to say though, watching Justin walk off the ground, there was a very wry smile, because I was just trying to read his mind, and I think he's thinking, not again. This mob have got hold of us when we look like we've won, because that's one of the things that he was saying.
One last score before we go. Warrandyte 10-9-69, Waverley Blues 9-13-67. Absolute thriller. Davis was there, so it sounds like a great game out there at the Blood Bank.
Been a great day out here, out at the Batterham Reserve, and round one football's back, and thank you very much to all the team ensemble here today. We couldn't have done it, of course, without Leroy Green and LKLM Media Productions. Bruce Presta from the Loft Productions. It's great to have Giggles back. Steve White and Ryan Long riding the boundary line. Wayne Brasher from Go to Woe doing a sensational job on special comments. Brett Beston in the commentator's chair. Matt Fody doing everything and anything. And, of course, we'll be back tomorrow on Monday, of course, for all the wrap-up of this week's actions.
Yeah, week forecast, Apil and Spotify.
Love it. We'll be back next week.
As Sarah opened her best friend Jackie's wedding invitation, she was overcome. As Sarah opened her best friend Jackie's wedding invitation, she was overcome with a wave of emotion. While her two young boys wrestled on the floor, tears of happiness rolled down Sarah's cheeks as she saw the words she'd been longing to say. Please note, this wedding will be a child-free event. Well, Sarah, looks like we're off to Eastland for a new frock and some heels. And let's book in that babysitter. For all of life's little moments, there's Eastland. Eastland. Live real.
Sprained your ankle, bursting through the banner? Broke a finger, high-fiving the ruckman? Or did you run into the goal post again? For bumps, breaks or bleeds, be seen sooner, close to home at Knox Private 24/7 Emergency Department. The preferred provider of emergency care to the Eastern Football Netball League, you'll generally experience shorter wait times. You don't need private health, but there is an out-of-pocket fee. Be seen sooner, close to home at Knox Private 24/7 Emergency Department, 262 Mountain Highway, Wantirna.